bankers. This has been a fight throughout history. I mean, Andrew Jackson fought the fight. Thomas Jefferson fought the fight. You know, the bankers have always wanted to control the country because they're very clever and very smart people. And they knew that if they could ever get the government to give them the right to issue the money, they would control the government. They would control the laws of the nation. That's why even today, you look at the immigration laws. You look what's happening with immigration in America. Why is it happening? On one hand, people say we've had this 9/11 attack, and we have to get ID cards for people, RFID chips. Everybody has to be identified. They have to go to the airport. They have to be searched. Right. Everything is, we got security foremost in everybody's mind. Right. But on the other hand, I know if I were the president and 9/11 came, the first thing I would do was shut off the borders so nobody come in there. So on one hand, they're telling Americans they have to be controlled with ID cards and RFID chips and wanting to chip people. And on the other hand, they're letting everybody come into the border. Terrorists, whoever wants to come in, can just walk over the border and come into the country. So you know it's a lie. It's not about terrorism. It's about the banks controlling the country and the world working together. This is about the bankers wanting a one world government without borders. That's why everybody's able to come through the borders. It's not about security at all. And so the situation we're facing today is we have a government that's controlled by the Federal Reserve System. And the Federal Reserve System has this appearance of credibility. And Alan Greenspan's the greatest guy in the world, and not Bernanke, and all these guys, the Federal Reserve, you got to have the Federal Reserve. But in reality, the Federal Reserve is part of the Communist Manifesto. They talk about America being a capitalistic society, but yet you have a central bank that makes all the decisions. That's not capitalism. It's a fraud. It's a lie. They deceive the people, and they put out all this spin, all this press. The Federal Reserve is the greatest thing in the world, and they're going to protect us, and they're going to make sure there's no more depressions in this country. What they've done is destroy the currency of this country, and they've taken all our gold while destroying the currency. And at some point, they're going to probably pull the plug and create the Greater Depression.
And we're talking you have to get rid of corporate America. You have to get rid of the power that they have. You have to greatly control every transaction and what's going on there. And basically, you have to make them impotent. Because as long as they have the power, they're going to continue to exploit and manipulate the working class. All the cops are, they're just workers for the 1%, and they don't even realize they're being exploited.
What kind of relationship do you have with the cops? Do they see you as being one of them, or
they're trying to get me arrested?
They're trying to get you
arrested.
And
I may disappear. Okay, but as soon as I'm not going to go to prison. But as soon as I'm let out of jail, I'll be right back here, and they'll have to arrest me again.
Is it? Happens to all of us.
To be allowed to join the select 4,200 members the CFR has today, it is mandatory to be American, or to be about to obtain American citizenship. The council is loaded with top executives of financial institutions, powerful industry leaders, and mass media executives. Academics and scholars, high-ranking military personnel, politicians, public officers, deans of universities, and research centers are also welcome. The idea of a world dominated by private corporations, led by the CFR, might sound